Hi, this is Ed Wilson. That ain't tells it like a TIL. If you like my video, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about is the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 9, episode 7. Uh, it started off with, I think the title of it was, I have the title right here in my notes. It says, I know I had it right here in my notes. Let me go back. Um, I hate when I'm kind of unprepared. Um, I got it right here. It says, hard lunch, soft landing. Uh, it started off with Karen. It started off with Karen. Get that off the screen. It started off with Karen in her house, watering her plants, talking to her plants, saying that she wanted to have a good day and stuff like that. And then it switched to the next scene, and the next scene, and yeah, switch to the next scene, and the next scene was Ashley getting ready. She was getting ready in her house, walking around the house, getting ready, preparing. She was telling her sons to to not to be so bad and rambunctious, not to be climbing on top of stuff. And they were talking about, oh mommy, and then it switched to another scene, and it switched to the next scene, and the next scene was Mia and Jacqueline having lunch and stuff, and she was saying, yeah, she said, yeah, I didn't like the way Karen acted. And she said, I didn't like the way Karen acted either. She was talking about I was lying about when I said she was tipsy. She did sound a bit tipsy when she talked to me on the phone. Mia said, yeah, I know. And Mia said, I wish that Karen would just come out and would just come out and say what actually happened instead of saying that she can't talk about anything, she can't talk about anything and stuff like that. She said, because I really want to know. I really want to know. And then Jackie said, I really want to know too. And then Mia said, I wish Karen would learn how to take accountability for her stuff. And she was saying, yeah. And she said, well, how do you like this? And she said, well, Mia, I don't want to put you on to this and some kind of toffee stuff they was having. And then it switched to the next scene, and the next scene was Ashley preparing food. She had food laid out on the table, and she was preparing the doorbell ring as she was preparing her food. And it was Gizelle. Gizelle said, "Only thing that I can do to help you." She said, "Yeah, you can put those plates right there on the table and fix this up before Karen gets here." And she said, "Oh yeah, about Karen." She said, "I'm concerned about Karen." And Ashley said, "I'm concerned about Karen too." And stuff like that. She said, but the way Karen has been acting, it's been kind of strange and weird lately. And Gizelle said, yeah, I know. She said, I just hope the best, I just wish the best for Karen and stuff. And then she said, I do too. And next thing you know, Karen walked in the room. And she said, oh, what's going on? What y'all doing? She said, oh, Karen, come here and sit down. And she said, oh, your house look good. Your house look pretty. She said, oh, yeah. She said, come here, Karen, sit down. We just want to talk to you. And she said, yeah. She said, I got stuff for us to drink. She said, yeah, go on and sit down. She said, but I got some, I think she said some ginger ale for her to drink, a sparkling water, or something for Karen to drink. Karen said, oh, okay, what's going on? And Giselle said, Karen, me and Ashley want to get you together outside of other girls. We want to talk to you. We want to find out what's really going on with you. How you doing, Karen? That's what Giselle was saying. And Karen said, I'm doing all right, Giselle. I'm doing all right, the best that I can do. And she said, yeah, that's why we kind of worried about you. That's what Ashley was saying. She was saying, yeah. And she was saying, and Giselle was saying, well, Karen, what actually really happened? And she said, Giselle, didn't I just tell y'all I cannot talk about this? I can't talk about this. The lawyers don't want me to talk about this. What else can we talk about? And she said, oh, and she said, oh, I want to ask you about that too, Karen. But Karen said, Ashley, like I said, I cannot talk about that. She said, okay, what else can we talk about? She was saying, yeah, did you hear that, that Jassi is supposed to be having like a party or a Super Bowl party? Did you know about it? Karen said, yeah, I heard something about it. And she said, well, are you coming? She said, yeah, I'll probably come. And then they went on coming, then switch to the next scene. And the next scene was Ashley with her mom. And her mom came over and her mom asked her, she said, how you doing, Ashley? Ashley, I'm doing all right. How you doing? And then Ashley said in a confessional, no, not in a confession. I think she told Gizelle and I think she told Giselle before Karen came that her mama had some heart problems and her mama had to have some surgery. She was concerned about her mama. And then after that, that's when Ashley said, Mom, how you doing? She said, I'm doing all right. She said, you sure you're doing all right? She said, yeah, I'm doing all right. She said, are you following doctor's orders and being on the diet? She said, I'm following as best I can and stuff like that. And then as the kids came around and they wanted to talk to their grandma, she said, oh, yeah, y'all look good, Dean. And what's called? She said, yeah, this is Granny. He said, y'all go in the room and watch TV, boys. I want to talk to Granny alone. So she went to talk to her alone. She said, Mom, you know, I'm worried about you. You still working these 12-hour shifts on your job. She said, what's your boyfriend doing? She said, oh, she said, he's still not working. And then she said, Ashley, well, he trying to work, he trying to go out and look for a job. And Ashley said, Mom, that man has been with you for all these years, and he just barely trying to get a job, barely trying to get a job, and you've been working 12-hour jobs, sometimes 2 jobs and stuff. And she said, Mom, that's not right, that's not right. She said, she said, if anything go wrong with you, I might have to go out and take care of you myself. And she said, in that confession, that's gonna be hard on me taking care of my mom with 2 little kids, and I'm not gonna be taking care of a big grown man. I said, Ashley, you ain't supposed to be taking care of a big grown man. And I said, honey, child, if your mama don't want to leave that man because he one of those men that get temporary jobs every other month. Now she been on for 9, 10 years. That means he ain't gonna do no better. If I was Ashley, that's why even though I didn't like Michael as much because he's a weird behavior, Michael was right. Ashley can keep taking care of her mama if my mom gonna have to drag that man along. And I think Ashley mama is one of those kind of women that she can't stand to be without a man. She'd rather be with a broke homeless man than what you call it, because Ashley and Michael was paying for that house they was in because at first they was living in the car. But anyway, back to the show. And so after that they kind of showed Jassi going to the event. And she said, "Ooh, the event thing did good." She talked to the event planner. She said, "Ooh, y'all did a good job. Y'all did a good job. Y'all made it seem and got this place looking and fixed up like we was actually still at the White House for Super Bowl for uh 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 for uh for the marriage of Super Bowl ring. I was there. I was so excited to be there with President Joe Biden and stuff was here. And so everybody started coming in and stuff. First person came in, I think, was Gizelle. And then after Gizelle, everybody else started trickling in. And then next thing you know, Mia came in with ink. And Giselle walked right over there and said, how you doing, Mia? Mia said, I'm doing all right. How you, Giselle? Giselle said, I'm doing all right. And then Giselle said, Ink, I heard a lot about you. How are you doing? He said, I heard a lot about you too. And he said, I hope everything you heard about me was good. She said, yeah, I've been trying to find out what's going on between you and Mia and Gordon. And he said, well, I don't think nothing going on with me and Gordon. He said, me and Mia's trying to work on this co-parenting thing. That's the only thing I know. She said, yeah, about the co-parenting thing. What about that? And Mia said, well, we trying to work on that, Karen and stuff like that. But like I said, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later and stuff. He said, well, she said, well, I heard Gordon don't really want to have too much to do with that. And he don't like it. And he said, well, whether he like it or not, we're going to be co-parenting. And what it is, I'm trying to finish the situation the best I can. And then so Giselle looked kind of funny. And then they went over there and they started talking. And she said, "How you doing, Jassi?" Jassi, "I'm doing all right. How everybody else is doing?" Then Kieanna walked in with her boyfriend. And then Mia looked over there kind of funny. And Kieanna walked in with her boyfriend. He was over there talking with Eddie and all the rest of the guys over there to the side. And then Kieanna walked up, Kieanna and Jassi walked up, and then Kieanna walked up to me and said, "Mia, do my friend look like he's a drug dealer? That don't look like a drug dealer." Mia kind of looked over there with her eyes. And then Giselle said, "Nah, that man don't look nothing like he do no drugs or sell no drugs. He do look more like a social worker." Mia looked, "Well, Kieanna, I'm sorry for saying that, but the way you came at me and stuff like that, talk about my past and my life," she said, "But I was just going by what Karen said. Karen said that you was an addict and you did all other kind of stuff." And so she said, "That's why I said that about you." And she said, "Well, yeah, Kieanna, you right. He do look more like a social worker than a drug dealer." And so like that, she said, "Okay, well, do you accept my apology?" She said, "Well, I accept your apology, Mia, but I was saying you was wrong for saying about my man." That's what Kieanna said. Next thing you know, Karen walked in with our friend Dorothy. And then after her and our friend Dorothy walked in, that's when Mia walked over there. "Karen, how you doing? You doing all right?" Karen said, "Yeah, I'm doing all right." And she said, "Well, what about you, Mia?" She said, I'm doing all right. I'm doing good too." And she said, "Karen, uh, you owe me and Jacqueline an apology for what you said and talked about us at the party, at the house, or whatever, the beachfront." She said, "No." She said, "Because, bitch, she said, no, because Jacqueline was lying on me when Jacqueline said that when I called her, I saw the ticket. Why would I want to call Jacqueline? If I want to call anybody, like I told y'all, it would be my friend over here, Gizelle." She said, "Then you call me an alcoholic. I'm not no alcoholic." Ooh, I have to. Anyway, I'm not no alcoholic, and you and me call me. She said, "Yeah, but Karen, I heard that you called me an addict, and I ain't no addict either." And then the producer asked her the profession, "What do Karen mean by that?" She said, "Well, after I had my, I think she said after I had my, I think she said after I had Jeremiah, uh, uh, I had some complications from a pregnancy, and they was giving medication to take for the pain, and I got addicted to it, and I got addicted to it, and what it is, I got off of it because I was with Gordon, and we went to the joint chiropractic thing. That's how I got off of it." And I said, "Yeah, yeah, Mia, that's a lie twisted into a half truth." But anyway, she said, "I'm sorry, Karen, for saying that you was the alcoholic and stuff because you had a DWI." And then so, Giselle said, "Ooh, that's progress. That sounds like a apology to me." And then Karen said, Karen said, "Well, I want, she said, Karen said, "Well, I'm sorry for what I said too about you. But don't be saying stuff about me if you can't handle it. Don't be talking about the goddamn if you can't handle it. Because I'm a person like this. If you go low, I'm going to go lower. I'm not like somebody else." She was trying to hint at what you call, Michelle Obama. And so Karen said, "Well, seems like y'all came to some kind of a resolution. Y'all friends again?" Giselle said, Karen said to Giselle, "I wouldn't say it like that, but what it is, we gotta work on our friendship. But Mia, I'll accept your apology right now." And then she said in her confession, "But I'm gonna be watching you, Mia. I'm gonna be watching your every step, your every move." And then after that, the show went out. It was actually good. The last part was the best part, Jassi's party and stuff like that. Now, my next episode of Potomac is gonna be 9 and 10 because they're slowly edging up to the reunion, and I don't want to be too behind. Because I was able to catch up a little bit because of Christmas holiday. Like I said, this was a good episode. This is A. Western. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I am out.